All right, so let's now experience the platform from a seller's point of view. Let's look at the seller automation that guides your seller through the listing process. Okay, so we're on the test site that we created a while ago. This is your company logo, all your selling services. You've got your options here. You've got your value prop to the sellers, buyer program, whole 9 yards. This is literally the exact same website that we created in 10 minutes while ago in the other demo. So let's look at this from the seller standpoint. So you reached out to a seller, you sent them text, emails, voicemail drops, but they found your site and they were very intrigued with what you had to offer. So now the seller comes in and they simply enter their address. Let's see here, 92nd Court in Miami. So seller enters their address and they hit Get My Value. So the great thing about iList is it's designed to give the sellers what they want when they want it. So notice the sellers simply enter their address and they're given all of the data on their property. Okay, they can request a free value report right here, in which when they do, you are getting an email with a notification. They can also look at their value sources. So notice we have a national data provider. We show them Zillow because guess what? Your seller's going to look anyway. We might as well show it. We show them the county appraised value as well as a proprietary value on our side. We take a weighted average and that's how we come up with the details here. But we're all about giving the seller tools and data. That's going to increase your conversions and make you look like a true industry professional because this is your platform delivering this. The seller can then come down here and look at your value prop. Notice you have your selling options here or your flat fee, and they can see which option is best for them. Then on the same screen, you're giving them home selling options. Sellers are looking for options. They're looking for control. Sellers are savvy enough in this day and age with technology that they know there's better options out there or different options, but you can now offer them to these sellers directly through your platform. So let's say for this example, we're going to do a 2% full service listing. We're simply going to hit continue. It then is going to take the seller to a pricing page where the seller can adjust based on certain categories on their property. They can upgrade, downgrade. So in this case, you can see this seller is going to list at $424,000. We did a positive of $14,000 in adjustments, and you can see their savings using you versus a traditional 3% selling option. Now, the seller sets their price and the seller confirms their buyer agent commission. Okay, we give them the pros and cons of what a buyer agent commission is and why it's required, and then we allow them to select their buyer agent commission. We're going to leave this at 2% for this demo sake, and we're simply going to hit next. Now you see it opens up a screen for the seller to create their dashboard now. Brings in the seller's information, and we're going to call this test seller. Email, let's go test@seller.com. Okay, we've got our password saved in here. And we're simply going to hit next. As you hit next, the seller is getting an email and a text from your platform welcoming them in. Your platform is designed to reach out to the seller in several key steps. One is the dashboard creation. The next one is the completion of their information. Next one is going to be offers, et cetera, but your platform is always reaching out on your behalf. Seller then comes in and answers a series of questions on their property. Now, between you and I, we already know these answers, but we're real big on our CES score, our consumer engagement score. The more consumers engage with your platform, the stronger it's going to be, and the more powerful it's going to be for you and the seller. So seller comes in here. Now they select their rooms. They can select or deselect as many rooms as they like, and they simply hit next. We're going to walk through these next steps rather quickly. I'm just going to select some room dimensions here real quick. Some room features, flooring, condition, flooring. I'm just selecting these really quick. You can see under it, I could also select features for these specific rooms. For demo's sake, I'm going through this quickly for us. Now you come in and you put in the measurements of your rooms. In this case, I'm going to leave the measurements blank. They're not required, but we do recommend them. So after room measurements, we're going to come into your interior features. Notice everything in here is point and click. So sellers can come through here and identify as many interior features as they like. And now we're going to come in and we're going to do the exact same for the exterior features. After the seller identifies their exterior features, we are going to come in and, sorry, give me 1 second. My system is going a little slow today. We're going to set up our showing instructions. We're going to say, okay, this is an owner occupant. We would like a 1 hour notice. I have no pets. I have no alarm, and driving directions are going to be Google it. Hit next. Now we're going to come to a last few final steps. If there is an HOA, it'll open it up. If no, we skip it. Property description. My house is great. Seller hits next, and they're taken to a agreement page. The agreement page basically confirms what they've done up until this point. They've set their price. Your listing fee is 2%, and they have agreed to pay a buyer's agent 2% as well. They simply type in their signature here, and it allows them to now move to your marketing partners. In this case, when we set up our profile, I put First American as my preferred title vendor. So the seller can select this, or they can choose one at the time of closing. I'm going to leave it selected as First American. When I hit next right here, First American is actually getting an email introducing them to this seller about their address, their price, and the fact they're going to be listing their house. So once again, it's a great way to tie in title company or closing attorney to your platform. Same with photos. Now that we're getting ready to list, hey, we need photos. You only get one first impression, so let's order professionals. So they can click schedule now. It'll take them straight to shoot to sell, or they can upload their own, or they can simply say, I'll do it later. For demo's sake, I'm going to upload my own photos real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me just select a quick photo from my desktop. And let me choose a quick photo. Let me see what I have access to real quick. We're going to use this house here. Okay, so this is the house that the seller is selling. If you put 20, 30, 40 photos in here, you can easily grab them and you can reorganize them however you like as well. Now I'm going to go back to my dashboard. So as a home seller, I have gone through setting my value. I have gone through providing you all of my details, my driving directions, my description, and photos. So the seller has driven everything up until this point. So notice your seller has a custom selling dashboard that they live in now. Okay. As the property progresses to marketing, listing, contract to close, their dashboard changes and grows as the property grows. So notice you only have a few options here. As we push this property through, you'll see more options pop up right here. Notice right here, this is your information as an agent, always being displayed to the seller so they know that they have a professional behind them every step of the way. Now let's flip over and look at your side as an agent in the console. So I'm logged in to your console version. Let me just refresh my screen real quick to catch this up. Now notice we have a brand new property. Me as an agent, you as an agent did not lift a finger. The seller drove this property. By them creating their seller dashboard, it also populated your console. Property is in property review. Notice they chose 2% and they completed it. If you need to call, text, or email this client, you can do so right here. This is the price the seller set. This is the automated value that your platform gave them. You can see that got all the property details right here. And you can see that you have a few tasks set up. Let's actually look into some of these tasks real quick. You come into the task, you can see that you have assign roles, review property, upload listing agreement. We're going to get into the task and the workflow of it on the next demo, but I wanted to show you how easy it was for the seller to engage with your platform and the tools that your seller has access to and their seller dashboard that they get to live in.